So first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to Elliot and the team at Barton Marine. This is the third year in a row, and the security company's ringing me to say that we're at the office. So sorry about that. Yeah, third year in a row that Barton Marine are sponsoring this winter series. We've got some fantastic prizes on offer again, and I really want to say thank you to Elliot for all his support, especially in this current climate. It's amazing that he jumped straight on board again. There was no questions, it was just straight into it. So if you are in Barton, say a special thank you to him from all of us, and we will hopefully continue to support him in the future. So what are we discussing tonight? So we're going to go through the discussions on what the COVID-19 alert level requirements are, what the notice of race and sailing instructions require you guys to do, the sign-on, sign-off process, the courses that we've planned, the post-race activities, the prize giving, and then we'll have some questions at the end if I haven't covered everything off. So in terms of in terms of the COVID-19 alert levels, we have to contact trace everyone that is involved in any of our events on the weekend. So that will be both sailors and non-sailors. Anyone that comes onto the ground and is involved has to be contact traced, and also those that are on keel boats that do not come onto the grounds also still need to be contact traced because they're involved with our event. So this is going to be done through the signing on and signing off process for all those that are sailing. So what we're going to request is, I'll show you how to do the sign on, sign off later. We're going to request that as soon as you come onto the grounds, please sign on. We're going to send you through a link. It's all done online. If you can sign on as soon as you're on the grounds, we then know when you've arrived, when you've become active in our grounds and in our contact tracing, and we know what time each person's arrived. If you then don't sail, just sign off before you go home. It's as easy as that. For those that are not sailing, it's a little bit more difficult because it's quite hard not to catch, or it's quite easy not to catch a parent as they come on or off the grounds. What we're going to have is we're going to have a couple of people at the bottom of the driveway just reminding you that you do need to contact trace, and that we require you to fill in a Google form. We've got a QR code that we'll have at the bottom of the driveway that will take you directly to a form, and it will sign in, take you to that form. You'll be able to put in your details, and it's as easy as that. We will also have the COVID-19 NZ COVID tracer QR code and the Ripple code there for those that are using those systems. However, those systems do not meet our requirements as an organisation to contact trace you. So they'll be there just as an assistance to you. If you're using those to track your own movements, we will have them there, but you will still be required to do our contact tracing. Physical distancing. So on your individual boats, that's obviously not possible at all. That's not a problem as long as you guys contact trace, which we're taking off your hands and making sure that we do. So there'll be no problems with that. Physical distancing in the rigging area is hopefully going to be possible. It's just going to be a matter of everyone having a think and being cautious about what they're doing. If we don't physical distance, we are contact tracing anyway. So if the worst case scenario does appear, we can contact trace and get back to you. But just in the rigging area, try and physically distance if you can. For the changing rooms, it's a little bit more difficult, especially if we get a rush of people going into there. The advice we've had from Yachting New Zealand is that there is a maximum of 2 people in the changing rooms at a time. We're basically going to have a toilet monitor standing just by the end of the black shed. They're going to count when people go in. So when 2 people go in, they're then going to have to hold the next person that comes to try and go in until one of those 2 people come out. So just in terms of getting changed, if you don't have to use the changing rooms, if you've got the ability to get changed without using the changing rooms, we would encourage that. I know there's a lot of surfies do it, and I've seen a few guys around the club doing it as well, that just get changed at the back of your car, wrap a towel around yourself. I know it is more difficult for females, but it will take a little bit longer if you want to use the changing rooms. So please be aware of that. The next one is hygiene. So these are the basics. You guys have had them driven into you for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. I've lost count of it now. Cough into your elbow. Make sure you wash your hands when you need to. And also, we're going to have hand sanitizer there for you guys to use. So just be aware of your hygiene, please. We've got to be careful of it. And the most important one, if you're not feeling well, do not come down to the club. Don't come down to the club. Don't go to your boat. Don't come near the place, okay? We've done all this hard work. Our team of 5 million's done heaps of hard work to get us there. The last thing we want, and the last thing I want especially, is Evans Bay to be the epicenter of the next outbreak. So, so please, if you're sick or not feeling well, do not come to the club. Don't be the hard man that works through the cold or goes for a sail anyway. Just please do not come down and cause anything to spread. Right, on to the notice of race. There's been a couple of things that we've had to add into the notice of race just to cover off our requirements. So notice of race 3.2, you would have all noticed that that we need to, we've put in there that all competitors must obey the alert level requirements at all times. So that means that if you don't contact trace, if you don't provide the details for us to contact trace, we are not going to give you a result. In fact, we're going to disqualify you and not let you drop it. We've been super harsh on this, and we've got to be super harsh and super strict. So I'm not going to be allowing anyone to get off it. 3.5 is the notice of race 3.5 is the requirement for you to provide contact details for your crew. What I've said is you can either enter them in the entry form, and then you only have to enter them once, and you can enter as many people in there as you want. If you wish to have 100 on your potential crew list and give me all their contact details, I will then put that into the sign-on sheet, and you can just check off which ones you sail with each week. I'm trying to make it as streamlined as possible for you guys as an end user on race day. So it might take an extra couple of minutes when you enter, but that's going to make it a lot easier when you sign on, sign off, and I will show you that process shortly. So if you do have crew mid-series that are going to join you, just make sure you send those details through to us by 2 o'clock on the Friday before the day they race, and we can add them into the sign-on sheet, and it'll be easy again. As I say, I sound like I'm a little bit strict on these, and I'm going to be strict. We have to meet these requirements. If we don't meet these requirements and something comes back and bites us in the butt, it's my ass on the line, and I don't want that. So please play ball with us. The next one's going to sailing instructions. You would have noticed in sailing instruction 2.1, notice to competitors. We're not posting notices to competitors on a notice board at all. They are only going on the website. I will send out an email tomorrow with the link to the Barton Marine web page, or the Barton Marine Winter Series web page. So that is where all notices to competitors will be posted. We'll be advising them in the normal way with the flag, and we're going to use WhatsApp to broadcast to people that the notice to competitors has been posted as well, but they will only be posted on the website. There will not be a physical copy anywhere. Next one's 5.4 start times or warning signal times. We have moved these forward very slightly. So the keel boats and cruising division will be starting at midday or 11:55 warning signal. All the other divisions will be a 12:25 warning signal. We've just moved it forward to give us a little bit of buffer for if we need to rearrange anything at all. So that's the reason that we've moved them forward, and I'm just pointing out that we have moved forward. So catch-up races. If you see code flag L over code flag E, that means that we're going to be sailing an extra race on that day to catch up. The reason I'm highlighting this is previously we've had a different flag combination to indicate this, but this year it will be code flag L over code flag E to say that we're sailing an extra race on that day. So please be aware if you see that, it's written in the sailing instructions. If you see it, you should know what it means. Right, the safety regulations and the sign-on, sign-off process. So let's see if this works. We've built a Google form that should mean, if I click on here, it should take me through to the right place. Fingers crossed. There we go. It'll take you through to this place, this form. This form will be accessible via the club website. There'll be a sign-on, sign-off button. I'll also be sending you all a link via an email. It can be done via the computer or via your phone. I can do it on my phone. I've tested it. So you'll be able to sign on and off with your phone when you get to your boat. So it's as simple as going, I want to sign on, next. I am a trailer yacht, next. The trailer yacht list comes up. If I click on the cruising division, guys, the cruising division boats come up. For today, I'm going to go, I'm sailing on Gonzo. Okay, we've got Luke sailing today, Kimmy sailing today, and we've got Kermit the Frog on board as well. I go submit, and it's done. Easy as that. That's your signing on process. That way, we only need to click who we are, okay? That's why I've asked for the details when you enter and beforehand. Otherwise, what will be required would be to click in there, and then you would have to write everyone's name, you would have to write everyone's contact details. So, as I say, the upfront pain that we've had of entering all the crew pre-hand has made this part of the exercise really simple. So please, if you do have crew that are changing, let us know early. It's to try and make life easy for you guys, okay? This sign-on process has to be done online. We will not be accepting any, or there won't be any written forms to sign on, and you cannot sign on by ringing us or sending us a text. That is not possible. And also via WhatsApp. You cannot reply via WhatsApp and say that you're signing on. This is the only way to sign on. If the computer form at the back end of this does not have your name listed on it because you haven't entered through this form, you will not be signed on for the day. It's as simple as that. Again, I'm sounding probably a bit strict on it, but it's what we've got to do. We've got to try and streamline this as much as possible because there's a lot of load that COVID-19 has put on our volunteers. So in terms of signing off, I'll just go back here or back this one. Signing off is even more simple. It'll be just click the sign off button. We'll go sign off, next. This time I'm a paper tiger, next. And I'm the package. Sorry, Carla, I've stolen your boat. So I submit, you've signed off. Easy as that, okay? It's really, really simple. So, yeah. What I will do is I'll make that live tomorrow on the website, and I'll also make it, put that link in the email that I send out tomorrow. And feel free to go in and play with it and try it. I will delete everything out of the spreadsheet on Friday evening. So don't go in and try and sign on Friday evening because I'll be deleting all your information out. You have to sign on Saturday. So that's that process there done. Now, going back to sign on, sign off, we've done. So courses, next step. As was done last year, the cruising division courses, we've put an attachment in the sailing instructions. It has a list of 8 courses there. We'll be using the fixed marks around the harbour. Whichever course we choose, we will put the course number in the start box in the window, and we will be broadcasting on channel 77. That's pretty straightforward. It's what we've done the previous years. It'll be nice and simple. The courses for the TYs and the dinghies. We're not publishing these courses this year on the course board each day. That's to avoid the whole potential for breaking the physical distancing. This has all been set up for level 2. So when we move to level 1, we're going to continue to use these same processes because they still meet the level 1 requirements, and we just don't want to change mid-series. But you'll see these 3 pictures in your sailing instructions. Basically what we've done is we've built a southerly course, a northerly course, and an on the water start course. We will be displaying the numeral pennant in the vicinity of the club flagstaff, the main flagpole, which is just by where the course board is. So the flag will be somewhere in that vicinity. That will then indicate to you which course we're doing and whether we're starting from the start box, which is the course option 1 and 2, or whether we're starting on the water, which is option 3. So they should be fairly straightforward. So the cruising division starts will all be off the start box, and they will all be between the start box and shoal pile, as is mentioned in the sailing instructions. Post-race activities, which is what most of you actually come down for. Unfortunately, this Saturday, we are not going to have any post-race activities in the clubhouse. The clubhouse is going to be closed. As I mentioned before, the COVID alert level requirements are placing a lot of requirements on our volunteer base, and trying to get the volunteers to get through the sailing process and then finish the sailing process and roll straight into the clubhouse side of things is just too hard. It will just break our volunteers, and we don't want to do that. We're hoping that if this weekend goes well, or this coming race day goes well, then by the time the next race day run rolls around, we will be able to mesh the two sides of the club together, and we'll be able to get some sailing in and some post-race activities. That obviously means that we're not going to be having physical prize giving, but we will still be having a prize giving online at 19:30 hours on the Saturday. This will include the spot prizes that we'll be giving out on each race day, and they will then be collectible from Barton Marine during the week or whenever you manage to get round to getting them. So it's a good chance to go and collect them and also support Elliot and the team at the same time. So, so that'll be good. Housekeeping matters. As per previous years, parking won't be available on site for cars. For those bringing down their boats on boat trailers, we will have parking available as we had last year, but you won't be able to leave your car on site. You'll need to move it off site once you've got your boat off. You can leave your road trailer on site, but then take your car away. Having said that, we are encouraging the use of the public boat ramp area. If you're bringing your boat down, we're just thinking physical distancing wise, the rigging area does get quite confined. If you're bringing your boat down on a road trailer, we would encourage you to try and make use of the public boat ramp area. If there's plenty of space down there and you can take your boat off down there, we would appreciate you guys making the use of that. The other access issue that we've got is please do not access the club through the slipway yard. It's not possible. We've got, with it being another PCBU, that's health and safety speak for basically another group or another organisation, we are contact tracing the slipway separately. So we cannot have people wandering in and out of the slipway to get to their boats just to go and have a look around. So please do not walk through the slipway yard. There's barriers up at the moment so that you can't get through. Please don't climb over them. They're there for a reason. One thing that will mean is that the slipway fingers are not available for keel boats to tie up to. The main club wharf will be available, but we're also requesting, or encouraging is the word, not requesting, encouraging, that keelboat crews get onto their boat at the place it's berthed. There's no lunch beforehand at the club. There's no real need other than if you want to be sociable, if you want to catch up with someone or something like that. There's no need to be at the club. There's no lunch. All the signals and sign-on system are being done that you don't have to be on site. So please, if it is possible to just go straight to the boat, please do that. It'll also mean that the gathering sizes aren't too big at the club. At the moment, we've got about 125 to 130 people are going to be involved this weekend. The gathering size is 100. That's not an issue if everyone's on site because we're able to physically distance. There's enough space. We've spoken to Sport New Zealand and Yachting New Zealand about that. That's not a problem. But the less people we have on site, if they don't need to be there, it will be appreciated if they're not there. Right, questions. Paulie, what do we got?
Hi there, Rowdy, and again, awesome job, buddy. So thank you very much. Hey, a couple of questions that we haven't covered off. And what was really cool to see was all the questions you actually got to just as they were being asked. The WhatsApp information, can you give everybody an idea about how they joined the WhatsApp group or if they're going to be added to it? How's that going to work, mate?
Yep, we will be, I'll send out an email tomorrow with some more details, a bit of a summary from tonight. and that will have a link to be able to join the WhatsApp group directly. One thing I am going to request with the WhatsApp group is please do not reply to it. Remember, any reply you put on it is public. It's public to anyone that's on that group. They can see it. So please don't reply to it to get a hold of me, because I am not going to be looking at any replies. I'm using it purely as a push notification system. So yeah, please don't reply to WhatsApp expecting a reply from myself or any of the sailing committee.
Awesome. Thanks, Rowdy. Just a quick question from Juliet. Can we run through where to find the sign-on form again? That information is all going to be in that email that you're going to be sending out tomorrow, isn't it? It's going to have the web link and the instructions, or just a screen-by-screen step through for people.
Yep, we will do that. So yeah, there'll be a link on there. There'll be a button on the website, and yeah, I'll leave it at those two at the moment. I've got another way to access it as well, but I'll just leave it with those two for now.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That is great. And a question about non-sailing visitors to the club. So while all the sailors will be using the amazing sign-on, sign-off form, can you just reinforce the process? E.g., is there a QR code for non-sailors? What are your expectations for non-sailing visitors to the club site?
Yep, so we do have a QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the Google form that will ask for your name and your contact details. Yeah, we'll also have someone standing there to assist this week and future weeks, just to remind everyone that it needs to be done. So yeah, and we also do encourage just check if you have got a QR code reader on your phone. Some phones do have them automatically, others don't. In tomorrow's email, this email is getting longer and longer, but in tomorrow's email, I will send through a QR code that we found, a QR code reader that we found to be quite useful. So, so if that way you can download that one if you don't have one.
Awesome, cool. Just another couple of quick notes that have come through. Everybody, if you can, from a distance safely, thank all the volunteers that Rowdy has already organised. So there isn't the duty roster during winter series. So Rowdy again has just been working tirelessly in the background. The other thing to remember is that we're not the only users of the public launching ramp. And Juliet, I note your question there. We need to be just cognizant that we're not the only users of the ramp, and we need to be aware of our own social responsibility in terms of social distancing and just taking the time. So, you know, allow yourself a little bit more time to launch our trailer yachts. Our trailer yachts. I'm a trailer yacht owner. That sounds kind of cool. Make sure that we all give ourselves enough time and enough distance to do what we want to do with other people that are around. Rowdy.
Yep. And same thing goes for on the club ramps as well with the dinghies. Just be patient. Where it's all new to us, just be patient. Don't leave things till the last minute and rush and then find, oh, why aren't I allowed in there because there's too many other people. So just be organized, be patient, and we will get through this. So
Absolutely. Rowdy, that's actually all of the questions that were left over. So all yours to wrap up.
Sweet, all good. So yeah, as we've mentioned a few times, there will be an email sent out tomorrow with the WhatsApp details, and there'll be some other information and everything on there. Please help us and follow the instructions that you're given by committee members or anyone, please. As I say, these systems are all new to us. We're not doing it just because we feel like we want to and we're power crazy. We have to do it to meet the requirements of the COVID alert system. If we didn't have all this in place, we wouldn't be sailing this week. So just please follow them. And as I just mentioned, please be patient. There are going to be some teething problems. I can tell you that now. I'm not in dream world. I know there's going to be things go wrong. We will sort them out as quickly as we can. And yeah, and just to reiterate again, if you do feel unwell, do not attend. Okay, do not come down to the club. Okay, please, I can't say it enough. And finally, let's enjoy being back out on the water and have a whole lot of fun. So yeah, that's what it's all about, getting out there on the water, having a bit of fun and enjoying it. So I look forward to seeing you all out there on Saturday, and fingers crossed that in a few weeks' time we can have even more fun. So see you all on Saturday.